Hi there, my name is Kenneth and I'm the Lone Dice Guy. You're tuning in to my solo 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons adventure as Ming Zhao, a monk of the Order of the Dragon, Lion's Bane. So, I'm super excited about this. I've just spent the last about half hour getting things ready for this battle. In our last session, Ming and company they've survived as far as they can. They avoided entirely through some really lucky stealth rolls. The encounter with the giant corrupted diseased something elk. We added that to our threads about what was that. And then now they're next to this newly formed lake that's maybe not even 20 years old, and they're along a path along the edge of the lake going towards the Dwarven capital. And what do they stumble upon but a battle between different members of the merchant militia? Remember, one of our threads and rumors that we had talked about before was that in the merchant militia there was something going on. Something was not kosher. There was some kind of internal political strife, and it seems like it's finally come to a head. And so, Ming and their crew have already lost several people. I don't think they're going to dive into at least the other people in Ming's in the caravan. They're merchants, right? They don't want to get involved in all that. And so, but whenever they get close, Ming sees that it's Modig and wants to help. He calls upon Rahav and Korban, and they both agree to help with extra pay from their employer, Karvok, who wants his nephew to be saved, of course. So now the battle's going to start. Now here's what I did before all this started. Here's what I did. So I've got, on Modig's side, I have already pre-rolled a bunch of the units and how their arrangement and things like that. And so Modig on his side has got himself, his lieutenant, he's got one of his staff sergeants, and he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 corporals, right? So 1, 2, 3, 9 of them, and they're facing 13 of the baddies. And they have 2 units of spearmen, 1 unit of infantry, and then the sergeant leading the whole outfit. So this is a real legit battle. Here's how I'm going to do this to keep things moving in a somewhat orderous manner. I'm going to have Ming, Rahav, and Korban be their own unit. I'm going to have the Spearman Unit A, Spearman Unit B, and Spearman Unit B be their own thing, and then Modig's unit is going to be another thing, their own thing. So we're going to do this. We're going to roll initiative for this battle. Now normally you would roll d20 and add that. Instead, I'm going to do it differently, just because we have all this stuff out here. I have here a deck of cards. And so I'm going to use the deck of cards, 1, because it's going to be easier to maintain order, for 1. But 2, it's also going to generate randomness, because in a battle, oftentimes it's just who has lucky enough to get the jump on the other. All right, I have shuffled as good as it can be. All right, and so here's what I'm going to do. So for the battle, I'm not going to do like in Savage Worlds, where every round I'm going to do another initiative. Well, actually, I might do that. Let's do that. Just to signify the change in battle and stuff. So, all right. So, Ming's unit gets a jack. Modig's unit gets an 8. Then Spear Unit A gets a 7. Spearman Unit B gets a 9. And then Infantry Unit gets a 3. The first to go for this round is going to be Ming's unit, followed by Spearman Unit B, then followed by Modig's unit, then Spearman Unit A, and then the Infantry Unit will go last. So with that, let's dive in. Ming's unit is going first. So they're running towards the battle, but I think at that moment, Rahav's going to stop and say, wait, I need to do something really quick. And of course, they're like, let's go, what do you need? She's going to use one of her class abilities. She is a Cleric of Peace, and so she has something called Emboldening Bond. As an action, you choose up to 3 willing creatures within 30 feet of you, creating a magic bond among them for 10 minutes until you use this feature again. While any bonded creatures within 30 feet of another, once per turn, they can roll to add a d4 and roll a d4 and add it to an attack, ability check, or a saving throw they make. Awesome. So I'm going to use this. And so she's going to choose herself, Ming, and Korban. All right, so now that Rahav has done that, they're running into battle. That's her action for that round. So I think what's going to happen here is they're going to just come in straight to the side on one of the units. The question is, which unit are they going to engage first? So I'll roll a d4. 1 is Spearman A, Spearman Unit A. 2 is Spearman Unit B. 3 is Spearman Unit is the infantry unit with the sergeant. So which are they going after first? 2. So they're going to go after Spearman Unit B. All right. So they're running into battle. Ming's got his sword drawn. Rahav has her mace, and Korban's swinging his morning star. He's loving it. Even though he protested, he's inwardly loving this. So they run, and I think at that moment, kind of the battle kind of stops for a moment and sees they have new players, right? I think Modig's immediately going to recognize them, and it's going to swell him. It's like, yeah, And so Modig's going to scream, reinforcements! So he's super into it. The morale is just going to raise up. They're going to slam into the side of this Spearman Unit B. So who's in the front? Obviously, Rahav's not. So she's going to take a step back, and it's going to be Ming and Korban. So Korban's going to be in front with his with his shield to take on the Spearman. He's going to slam into them. I'm going to make this opposed strength checks. So, orange will be Korban, yellow will be the enemy. Oh dear. So, Korban got 9, and the enemy got, oh dear, we got 14. So, Korban, and he just slammed it into her, boom. Now, the spear obviously doesn't pierce his shield or anything, but it stops him in his tracks. He hits two of the spearmen. Instead of going after the troops in front of them, they pull back a second, let the other 2 handle those, and turn and spear like this and plant their spears in the ground, and Korban isn't able to push past them. Okay, no problem. He tries to, but he's stopped dead in his tracks. Ming is going to swirl around the squirrel. He's going to quickly swirl around Korban and try to go after their flank, swinging his sword. He's going to do both of his attacks right off the bat. Okay. Oh, I got an 18 and a natural 20. That's amazing. So I'm going to resolve the 18 first. So the natural 20 will be right there because that's awesome. Result 18 plus 8. Yeah, for sure. Definitely hits. We've got 18 plus 8, what is it, 9 now? Yeah. So he's using both hands, bringing it down. That's going to be a D10 plus 6 now because of level up. Sweet. Okay, 3 plus 6 equals 9. It's not enough to down one of them, but it's certainly enough to bring one of them very close to death. He brings it, changes as he kind of is expertly just like swishes around in the snow and boom, brings the sword down. The spearman obviously is too busy with Korban to really pull his spear up in time to defend himself, and just gets slashed right across the chest. I mean, without stopping a moment, goes for the second one. It is a critical, so we roll 2 d10s plus 12. Oh no, yeah, 2 d10s plus 12, basically double the damage. Oh, 13. That's 20. Okay, yeah. So in this one, he slashes at the guy, and Ming just sword around and decapitates him, takes his head off entirely. So now it's up to shield unit, or spearman unit B, so the unit that's engaging Ming and his unit. It's their turn. So 2 of them, they're preoccupied with Modig soldiers. One of them that was preoccupied with Ming soldiers has been killed, and the third one is just pushed back and repelled Korban. He's going to see Ming as probably the greater threat now, and stab. Oh dear. 3 plus what, 5? Yeah, that's an 8. That doesn't hit. Nowhere near it. So he takes this and Ming quickly just puts the sword and just swats the spear away. It's for some reason renewed confidence in Lion's Bane the monk. Okay. And so that's that. The other 2 we're going to see that they're going to push forward. They've got 2 corporals in front of them from Modig's unit. That's going to equal 13. That's definitely going to go against that. That's going to miss on that one. And then 11 plus 5 equals 16. That's also going to miss. So that's going to be a standstill. The spears and shields and stuff engaging, but nobody getting a solid hit in that part of the battle. Okay, that's that unit. Now it is time for Modig Soldat's unit. He isn't engaging any. He was trying to keep his troops, good. But seeing how Ming has come to engage the spear unit, but he's going to leave that to them. He's going to turn and focus his attention on the sergeant unit. That's the infantry unit. So he's going to turn to that. He's going to leave his lieutenant to handle the spear unit A. And so he's going to walk forward and do that. That's going to put him. Kind of trying to flank the enemy unit there. He's going to walk up. He's got his great sword. He's going to swing. So he's going to use one of his attacks to swipe to go after one of those units. 12, that's 17 hit points. It's not going to happen. I don't think he's going to spring it down. And this is this. He's got a sword and shield. He is blocks it out, just completely smashes it out of the way. Doesn't even attempt it. I think he was going to use one of his abilities, but instead I think he's gonna go. All right, next attack. He's missed the second one. He brings it around, goes again. That's 19. That definitely hits. Brings his great sword down. Two-handing it. Just he's burst. All right, so that's 2d6, and he's also going to do distracting strikes. He's going to spend one of his superiority die. And then when you hit with a weapon attack, you can expend one superiority die to add the total damage roll. Add the total to the damage roll, so d8. And the next attack roll against a target by an attacker other than you has an advantage. So whenever the enemy attacks this unit, if he isn't killed right now, it'll have advantage. So. Okay, I feel like I need to ask, do you guys like me to go into the mechanics of, with the fights? Do you prefer that I go over the rules? I mean, I don't know. What do you prefer? Or do you just want me to, is this a situation where everybody knows 5th edition, so just kind of move on, and maybe when I do a different system, go over the rules? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Do you prefer me to go into the mechanics of what's going on, or do you just want me to focus on the narrative, even during combat? Let me know. I'm curious about that. Thanks. He's dead. Okay. That's 6 plus 5 equals 11 plus 3 equals 14. He's dead. So, infantry. Actually, no, sorry. 6 plus 5 equals 11 plus 4 is 14. He's not dead. Oh my goodness. He still has 3 hit points left. So, boom! So, Modig brings the sword down. Bam! And of course, the guy pushes it out of the way. And just, it's a hard hit, right? So, I think he takes a little too long to get his shield back into position, and Modig just uses the recoil and then brings it around, bam, and just shang right down, just eviscerating the front of his breastplate armor. I mean, it's bad, but his blood's seeping out of his armor. He's coughing up blood, but he pushes his shield back. He's gonna snarls, whatever. He's apparently a badass. All right, so that's Modig's unit doing that. His lieutenant's going to push forward and attack. His lieutenant's going to push forward right into this unit right here, and they're going to attack. He's just going to do his best. He's also going to flank on the side right there, and he's just a regular soldier, so he's going to run forward. He gets 2 attacks as well. No, he just gets 1. He's not a special character, so he's got a long sword. 8 plus 4 to hit, 12. The spearman. That's spearman. Yeah, that's exactly it. 12. So yeah, that does hit. Oh, nice. 8 plus 2. That's 10 damage. So he almost downs spear unit A, 4th soldier. He brings his sword. He's got a shield. He brings his sword. Slash like that. The spearman doesn't have time to bring his spear up inside quick enough, and he's got a gash in his neck now, and he's actually. He's trying to hold it, and then blood's. It's coming out. He's going to be dead next turn. No problem. Okay. So that is Modig's unit. It is now the Spear Unit A's unit. This is the unit that Modig's lieutenant just attacked. I think they're going to retaliate against the lieutenant, but they don't have the manpower to do that. The soldier that's bleeding out, he's on his last leg. He's only got one chance to do this, so he's going to put all of his energy into it. 16, that's gonna hit. That's gonna hit. Okay. So 13 plus 3 equals 16. That's definitely gonna hit. And so he does with all of his power, all of his might. Okay, 6 is 7. So Lieutenant. So the spearman, blood scooping out of his neck. He's gonna turn around and stab with all of his might, and that's gonna just slither right past his opening in his shield and chip off his shoulder and expose some bone and stuff. It's gross. It's nasty. The lieutenant screams, "Oh!" in agony. But hey, it's war, right? Okay. So that's that turn. Then we have 2 of the corporals that are in the fight. There are 2 of the spearmen corporals that are in the fight. They're gonna roll their attacks. Okay, 5 and 5. That's gonna be 8. That's not enough to get past the. They're gonna try and stab. No avail. One last spearman. He's also gonna get a hit. Hopefully gonna hit a hit. 6 plus 3 equals 9. That's not gonna work. So that battle also. There's some more exchanging of blows, spears going off each other, hitting shields. But yeah, that's that. And then finally, we have the infantry unit led by the enemy sergeant. Now the enemy sergeant has some interesting abilities. So he can rally troops. The sergeant rallies his troops, the war cry giving our friendly units the advantage on their next attack roll. I think he sees Modig right there. He's going to use this ability. So every unit every unit in his group he's going to give them all 3 units are going to have advantage over he sees like this is the moment, now or never. So everyone has advantage. Yikes. Okay, that means that we have 1 infantry unit, the guy who's engaging with Modig, the one who's almost dead. He's going to take his sword. I think he's going to really lay into it, and he's got advantage now. He's feeling his commanders nearby. This is the moment. This is the guy that came to kill for whatever reason. We'll find out soon enough. Let's see what happens. What a good thing. Goodness. 7 and 4. So, like, really nothing hits. So, he brings it around. Modig's AC is 16, so it's not going to happen. He's nothing. Doesn't even hit. Doesn't even worry about it. Modig just takes his sword and just glances it off the way. Doesn't even bother. Actually, no, he does that. So, alright. Then we have another 3 other corporals in this unit. They're all going to attack. First one to advantage against one of Modig's corporals. Oh dear. So he's got 14. That is going to hit. That will hit. And so he's got 3 plus 2 equals 5. So there's that. And then the next corporal is going to do his attack. And that will be 2, sorry, this is the 3rd in this unit. 10, 11, 12. That's not going to hit. And last one does his attack. So much for advantage. There we go. 18. That definitely hits. 1d8 plus 2. It was a 10. So he's going to, this last corporal, emboldened by his, his leader, he notices a gap in one of the enemies, in Modig's men's concentration. They see Modig right there. They see the sun change and shift the morale, and he just drives his sword square in the gullet of one of Modig's men, and just there's a sickening, and he pulls the sword out, and the guy goes down. So over where Modig is, that's 1 casualty there, and that kind of they kind of turn to push and start even pressing more on Modig. All right, first round done. Let's go to our next round. All right, I know I'm borrowing this from Savage Worlds. I just like the idea of, at least for a unit combat like this. So, Ming's unit, Queen. Modig's unit, Jack. Spear unit A. 6. Spear unit B. 5. And infantry unit, King. They go first. Okay, that's scary. So the infantry unit, the unit that has Modig's men on the run, they're gonna go first. I guess they're swelled up from the last, from the sudden change in morale, right? So all units on the next attack roll have advantage. Well, all of the infantry unit underneath the enemy sergeant, they've all expended that. But the 2 units that are facing Ming and Modig's lieutenant, they also, they still have advantage on their next attack rolls. But, so, first is the infantry unit with the enemy sergeant. He's going to he's gonna scream, "Push, get him!" and pointing to Modig. So all 4 of the enemy are gonna converge on Modig and his remaining corporal in the squad. And so he's got his staff sergeant behind him, kind of making sure nobody can flank. But this is not a good place to be. So first guy is going to attack. He doesn't have advantage anymore. Critical fumble number 1. So remember, I roll 4 if it's 40 or less. Something bad happens. Wow, it's a 100. So nothing bad happens. 0, 0, 0. So all right, next guy attacks. 11 plus 3, it's 14. That does not hit Modig's AC. Next 2 attack. Well, the next guy attacks the corporal under Modig's control. 9 plus 3 equals 12. That's not good enough. And then last guy also attacks the corporal. 9, it's not good enough. Alright, so nothing, there's no change here. There's just pushing back, pushing back, pushing back. But the sergeant still gets his turn as well. Okay, and so he's gonna draw out his greatsword, and he's gonna run around, and he's going to flank Modig as they're attacking, as he's attacking his unit. So he's got 2 attacks per round with a greatsword as well, plus 5 to hit. So let's just roll both attacks at once. Okay, first attack, 8 plus 5 equals 13. No. 11 plus 5 equals 16. It does hit because that's Modig's armor class. So he rolls a 2d6 plus 3. 9 damage to Modig. So, the enemy sergeant runs around, pulls his sword out, crunching in the snow, and he gets close, and Modig just barely sees him. He's so focused on the guys in front of him, trying to block, avoid and block. He sees the flash, the glint of metal in his eye, and he just quickly, instinctively puts his sword up, but it's too late. And the sword connects, bam, right on his arm as it brings down. He feels this. He feels nothing major. There's no broken anything, but he can definitely. There's going to be a gnarly bruise later through his armor. He just and he sees the enemy sergeant snarling. It's war. Okay, so that's that's his unit. Now it's up to Ming's and his unit. So they're attacking from the side. Spear Unit B. Modig is gonna and he's gonna push forward again and run forward and slash. Or not slash, he doesn't have a sword. Hit with his Morning Star. No, he's not. He is going to cast Thunderous Smite as a bonus action. Hit a melee attack, your weapon dings out audible 300 feet of you. The attack deals 2d6 extra damage to the target. Additionally, target is creature, so it has to hit first, right? So he's going to attack with his Morning Star. Okay, he misses in the first one. Next attack. 2 plus 8 is 10, doesn't hit. Next one, finally, 12 plus 8 is 20, it does hit. So that's going to be a d8 plus 5. That's 1 plus 5 equals 6, plus 2d6 thunder damage. Nice. That's 8, so 6 plus 8 equals 14. Yes, 14 damage, and it's gonna wipe him out. So he holds up his shield that glows with divine power from Saren Ray, and he's Saren, give me power! And he screams that as almost light comes from heaven. The aura just forms around him. The enemy soldier in front of him kind of takes a step back, like what's going on. Modig rushes forward, takes his Morning Star and brings it down. The guy steps back, but he bumps into his partner net behind him. Can't go back anymore, and that's when Modig brings it around and just boom. The Morning Star just sinks into his skull, and then just pushes the guy to the side, and you can just hear a sickening as his skull basically explodes. Whew, that is rough. Saren Ray didn't mess around. Alright, so he's out. And when that happens, there's a loud thunderous. Even the trees nearby, snow falls off of them, birds fly off. There's a shockwave you can see in the water on the lake. In fact, there's a moment where everybody stops. Almost like an artillery shell goes off, and everybody kind of stops for a moment and is shocked for that. And so I'm going to roll 2d20 to see this one is be for our forces, the enemy forces. just a natural luck save. So 11 or higher, they're fine. 10 or less, I'm going to give them a disadvantage on all their rolls. Okay, so we're good. 13. Enemy rolled a 4. So, hey, enemy now has disadvantage on all the rolls just from the being kind of jarred by that attack, which Ming is going to use to his advantage as he swoops around to go after that, to go after the next two spearmen. He's going to do both of his attacks. Or actually, he's going to do his first attack. 9 plus 8 equals 17, that will hit. So he's doing a d10 plus 6. 7 plus 6, that's a 13. That's going to bring him down. Spear Unit B. Just shoom. He's going to run by as they're still reeling. This guy doesn't even have a chance. He just sees Ming kind of and just cuts through his armor, just cuts the ribbons, cuts his throat, and he just goes down. No problem. Okay. And if his Ming's final attack, 18 plus, yeah, he hits for sure. And then D10 plus 6, 4 plus equals a 10. So he's still up. The last guy's still up. He's shing. He sees his guy go down. There's a moment of like hesitation. He brings his spear up. Ming just slices through the spear, and the blood goes everywhere. But his spear falls to the ground. He's like looking around. Ming is going to use a key point to do flurry of blows again, and he's just going to jump up and he's going to kind of jump and spin and kick this guy because I want to. So roll 5 plus 8 equals 13. That's going to hit him because their AC is 11, and then that's going to be a D6 plus 5. No, yeah, done. So Ming finishes off this last spearman. He slashes through the spear. The guy looks up as his blood starts coming down his face, just in time for Ming to jump up, do a kind of roundhouse kick, and snap his neck as he goes down. Alright, that unit's dealt with. The 2 corporals that are in this unit that were facing them, they're going to kind of nod to the others and turn their attention to the small skirmish with Modig's lieutenant. And I think one of them is going to point to Modig and kind of tell Ming's group to help them, and they all agree. So, okay, Rahav, she has an action this turn. Seeing the infantry unit that is fighting with Modig alongside the enemy sergeant, seeing how he's got blood kind of, Modig's got him pretty good. She's going to cast Toll the Dead. He's just within range. So it's got him. He's going to make a Wisdom save, which is DC 16. Goodness. He doesn't have any Wisdom, so it's a straight luck roll. 14, so he fails. Okay. He'll try missing hit points. Instead, takes 1d12 necrotic damage. 1d12, 10 necrotic damage, and he just drops. That's enough to kill him. So, as these 3 guys are fighting, the infantry actually let you kind of stop and look in horror as the infantryman's eyes just kind of slowly melt away. The black goo, blood starts coming out of his nose and ears, and there's the sound of a distant bell. Dong, dong, dong. It's terrifying, and the guy just drops down and convulsing as life leaves his veins. Okay, that's right. That's terrible. That's terrifying. It's great. Apparently, the level up just made my characters even better. Who would have thought? All right, so there's that. It's now going to be, that's their turn. All right, who needs a extra D4? Whatever. All right, it's now going to be Modig Soldat's unit's turn. So Modig is going to be engaged in almost a duel at this point with the enemy sergeant. So he's gonna do that, but he understands he's got one of his corporals left next to him, and he's facing 3 enemy infantrymen. This isn't gonna go well for the corporal. And then the staff sergeant's there, and he's actually going to, so Modig's staff sergeant also gonna run around and try and help him out. So he's got 2 of them on his side versus their 3 corporals, and him and the enemy sergeant are dueling it out. Yeah, so he's just going to go to town. Both of his attacks against this guy. 21, that definitely hits. I'm going to look, but I'm going to look just to be safe. Yeah, that definitely hits. And then 6 plus 8 is 14. That does not hit. Alright, so 1 hit. 2d6 plus 5. 10 damage. So that's actually the first hit Modig's got on him. So they're doling swords and clanging off it. They're both great sword wielders, so they're off each other and bringing it around and like this. But he does manage to chip off a piece of the enemy sergeant's armor. Modig's going to use his action surge to do another 2 attacks, right? Because he gets 1 full action, so 2 more attacks. Here we go. Alright. So 1 fell off. Oh no, that's a natural 1, so that definitely misses. Oh no, it's a total waste of an action surge. Oh my goodness. That sucked. A 1 and a 4, so we roll percentile. We've already had 1 fumble, so it's a 50. 12. Oh no, something bad happens. Okay. Fate chart. I don't want to screw this up. So our chaos rank is at 7. Does Modig drop his sword? I think it's very unlikely because he is a trained soldier. So very unlikely. 16? You gotta be kidding me. That's a yes. That's so absurd. Oh my gosh. So they're boom, 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 and they're just going to town at each other. And the enemy sergeant kind of notices that Modig is maybe getting a little too carried away in the moment, and he steps back. Modig swords down, and he brings it up again, and the guy just puts his sword up, and as he brings it down, and it just kind of wedges Modig's sword out of his hand, and it falls into the ground. Modig's eyes get huge. He got too into it. He got too greedy, and this is what happened. So he's like, and he knows he's caught with his pants down. Alright, so that happened. That's the thing. Modig has dropped. Great. Alright, Modig has dropped his sword. His staff sergeant's gonna. There it is. His staff sergeant's gonna make an attack, as well as his corporal. So staff sergeant gets a 19. Corporal gets 19 plus, what is it? 4. It's, yeah, definitely hits. 9 plus 4 equals 13, and that's going to be a miss. Yeah. So staff sergeant hits his attack. He's got a D8 plus 2. That's 7 against the enemy infantry unit. That doesn't do much. So the corporal, he's sitting there, ching, him and 2 guys. He's like ching, 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 blocking 2 guys at once. This guy, if he survives, he will not be a corporal anymore. He'll definitely be promoted. The staff sergeant runs around and engages one-on-one with one of the other guys and managed to slash up a little bit of his armor, but nothing. He doesn't actually break skin or anything. Definitely, but kind of that part of the skirmish ends. Okay. Next, we have the Shield Unit A, which is going against Modig's lieutenant. So they're gonna go. All 4 of them are gonna go. Sorry, 2 of them are going for 1 corporal. 2 of them are going for a corporal and the lieutenant. So okay, 1 definitely misses. That's a 2 plus whatever that misses. 13 plus 3, it's 16. That definitely hits. This is a spearman. He's using 2 hands, so that's gonna be a 1d8 plus 1. That's 5 plus 6. That's 6 against the corporal. That's then. So one of the spearmen slashes forward. The corporal kind of steps to the side to avoid it, but the other one knew this was going to happen and just gets him square in the rib and pulls and flesh comes out. He's bleeding, but he's not seriously wounded. So now the next 2 are going to go after the other corporal and the lieutenant. So 1 after corporal. Ooh, 13 plus 3 is 16. That's definitely going to hit. But he's only going to do 2 damage, so that's okay. That's okay. And then the last one is going to be after the lieutenant. Ooh, 11 plus 3 is 14. That's going to be right on the money. And he's going to do. Oh, he's only going to do 5 damage, so that's okay. Alright. So that's there are more explosions there, more fighting in that unit going. Lieutenant he's going to go his round now. He should have gone with Modig Soldat's unit. Yeah, that's right. So, my bad. But now it's going to be Lieutenant's turn. He's going to swipe or swing his sword at them. That's 19. That definitely is going to hit. And he's got a long sword, so that's going to be 1d8 plus 2. Ugh. It's only a 4 plus 2 equals 6. That might be enough. So the one he went to engage, as he gets, he gets stabbed a little bit. He brings the sword around and just kind of goes to town and manages to just barely slip past his defenses, get a stab into the heart, and pull it out, and the guy goes down, no problem. All right, he does manage to kill that guy, but anything after this, not so much. The 2 corporals are going to get their attacks off, just 1 attack each. First corporal definitely hits, 17 plus 3, that's for sure going to hit. And then 3 of the 7, that's not going to hit. So then the next one, 1d8 plus 2. That's a 9 against the enemy. So one of the corporals is going to swing a sword, and he doesn't get past the spearman's defenses. He blocks it, or he steps back, whatever. But then the second corporal, again, who probably is going to get his promotion, who's fending off 2 whole spearmen. This is the one that got stabbed earlier. He's pissed. And so he kind of steps forward and swipes as best he can and manages to cut into the clavicle right here of the enemy. So they're severely damaged, and his arm's kind of limping now. But yeah, definitely got a good hit off. Okay, this battle is taking much longer than I thought it would, so we will continue this battle in the next session. Things are kind of going well. We're going to see if the tide is going to turn here in the next session, but just know for now, this is all we're going to have time for. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, follow this channel for more. Ming and his troop are so close to the Dwarven capital, but we've got to save Modig. So, all right. My name is Kenneth. I'm the Lone Dice Guy. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and God bless.